Hello, and thank you for joining me. I'm Michael Martinez with the California Office of the Small Business Advocate. Today, I'm here with Dr. Ryan K. Jefferson with the Division of Apprenticeship Standards, who is going to walk us through how small businesses can use apprenticeships as a way to grow their business while reducing costs and benefiting their community. Thanks for joining me, Ryan.
Thanks for having me, Michael. Happy to be here.
So I'm going to throw it right to you. Please tell us more about apprenticeships in California.
Sure, be more than happy to. Hello, everyone. As Michael mentioned, my name is Dr. Ryan K. Jefferson. I'm a strategic business strategic business advisor with the Division of Apprenticeship Standards. And my role is basically to help businesses as well as other entities to develop registered apprenticeship programs. And as Michael mentioned, I'm going to share with you today what it's like to register an apprenticeship program here in California, as well as some of the benefits of actually having a registered apprenticeship program. I wanted to be able to give you at least a little understanding of who we are and what it is that we do. So the California Division of Apprenticeship Services is broken up into two sectors, where the Apprenticeship and Workforce Innovation Unit primarily focuses on non-traditional apprenticeship programs, where our California Apprenticeship Council focuses more on our traditional apprenticeship programs. And when I'm talking traditional, I'm talking about your electrical work, your carpentry, your plumbing, your highway workers, all those different traditional apprenticeship programs. Our California Apprenticeship Council focuses on that. Where I focus on in the Apprenticeship and Workforce Innovation Unit are all the non-traditional apprenticeship programs. And we assist employers in identifying different avenues and different focuses to help them to really enhance and develop effective business processes throughout their apprenticeship programs. The good news for us is that our fantastic governor, Governor Gavin Newsom, has given us an opportunity to develop almost 500,000 apprenticeship programs between now and 2029. And hopefully before this particular presentation is over, I can give you an update of where we're at in that particular process there. So our apprenticeship development is really broken down based off of a 5-point plan in order to achieve that 500,000 apprenticeship goals here. And you'll notice here with our 5-point action plan, we really look to expand new and innovative apprenticeships. And that's really what's going to be the focus of our conversation today. So I'm really happy to listen to some of the questions and provide some really good information. And with that being said, I'll go ahead and turn it back to Michael for any questions that you may have.
Well, thank you, Ryan. I mean, I really have a lot of questions around how small businesses can really leverage apprenticeship. So if you could walk us through specifically how small businesses can start with and take advantage of the opportunity.
Absolutely. So small businesses can really use apprenticeships to their benefit, and there's a variety of real strong data-driven benefits that small businesses can receive by using an apprenticeship program. So you'll notice on the screen here, just by looking, that employers who utilize registered apprenticeships program, they receive a strong return on their investment, significantly increase operational productivity, and become eligible for funding opportunities. But there are really more detailed and more significant benefits that small businesses can have. One of those that we do like to be able to tap on is reduced turnover rates. As all of you employers out there know, it's pretty expensive to recruit, attract, and train individuals in regards to the different positions that you're looking to fulfill. So not only is that cost that's involved, there's also an additional cost in retaining those employees as well. And how an apprenticeship program can assist with that is it really helps you to start from the beginning. It helps you to identify what a really good, strong candidate in any open position that you have, what does that candidate look like? And it allows you to build that candidate from the ground up. It allows you to identify specific work processes that you know that a candidate will be successful in this role. It allows you to identify specific educational processes that you know a candidate will be successful in this role. And it allows you to customize a strong training program where individuals have the ability to earn while they're learning on the job. And as a small business owner, it provides a certain level of control for you to be able to identify where those areas for your team and for your employees to be successful in the type of work that they do. So this brings about that increase in efficiency and performance as well. And as we all know on these calls, increased efficiency and increased performance is really what we're looking for. The amount of savings that businesses wind up receiving when they do increase efficiency, productivity, and the type of culture that they're looking for in an organization is immeasurable. And an apprenticeship program helps you to be able to develop that. And in addition to that, not only does developing an apprenticeship program allows you to create the culture of the organization that you're looking to develop, it also opens up the door for additional funding opportunities to help you fund this program through. So there's a cost savings and a cost benefit in developing a customizable training program that can reduce those training costs because you're training specifically towards the open positions that you do have. So as you notice on our screen here, there's a multitude and there's a variety of different benefits that small businesses can really start to be able to latch onto and to be able to grab to support not only what it is that their organization is to do, but also to develop the inside and to develop the employees based off of the direction that the company is looking to go. So, Michael, those are a couple of benefits that small businesses can use when developing a registered apprenticeship program in California.
Well, that's great. And I would say from our perspective, reach out to us, and they do want to scale, right? They want to grow, but hiring people can be a daunting and scary process. And it sounds like this gives some structure to that process. And it also helps the community, right? Because you're bringing in new people, you're bringing in people that are looking for work, specific work, and this gives them that opportunity to really try it out. Right.
Yeah,
And learn.
I would definitely have to agree with you with that. And in an apprenticeship program, the door actually swings both ways. Mm-hmm. It provides an opportunity for the applicant to really get in-depth knowledge about the role and actual practical experience doing that role. But it also allows the employer to observe the applicant performing that role. And it looks to be able to develop a win-win for both. So the applicant knows for a fact, hey, this organization, they really care about what it is that I'm doing within the organization. So I want to perform a good job. And at the same time, the organization is, hey, look, we're developing a strong workforce for our business and our organization, and we're able to scale from that opportunity as well. So yes, I do agree with that.
Is there, in terms of when somebody is in training or in the apprenticeship, in terms of their salary, because they're getting paid, right? That's another benefit for the apprentice. Hey, this is not unpaid work we're talking about. You are getting something back. How is that handled for the employer?
Sure, absolutely. So I'm going to share this on the particular screen here because I think it's important at a minimum that we understand what a registered apprenticeship program looks like here in the state of California. And as I mentioned earlier, it's a structured program where education and training takes place definitely in the workplace. So if you're looking at the screen now and you're taking a look at the structure of the apprenticeship program, especially for a lot of our small businesses that are out there, there may be some myths. We don't have enough people to develop an apprenticeship program, or we're not a big enough company to develop an apprenticeship program. Well, I wanted to be able to share with you exactly what that structure looks like in developing an apprenticeship program. So in order to have a registered apprenticeship program in the state of California, the one thing that you're going to need is an apprenticeable occupation. So generally, when I'm working with small businesses, I generally have them take a look at what are some of the open roles that you have within your organization. These are positions that you're currently hiring for right now. Not only looking at the positions that you're currently hiring for right now, What are some of those positions where no matter what it is that you do, it seems like it's a revolving door position? You're hiring and then you're hiring again and then you're hiring again. What is that occupation? Because that may be an apprenticeable occupation that we could take a look at. With the registered apprenticeship program in the state of California, not only do you need an apprenticeable occupation, but you need a place where the apprentice can apply the practical learning on the job. So that's the on-the-job training. And you'll notice in the state of California, our on-the-job training is broken down into 3 areas. You can either have a time-based program where it really doesn't matter what it is that you're doing. You need a certain amount of time in your seat. When I was going for my certification in industrial organizational psychology, we had to have 1,000 hours of actual input in regards to working with employers. So that's an example of a time-based program. We also have an opportunity where companies can develop what's called a competency-based program, where there are specific skills that you have to know in order to be successful and in order to grow within the organization. There's not really a time where you're going to develop those competencies. The organization is more interested in whether or not the competency is developed. In the state of California, we do recommend a minimum of 1,000 OJT hours, on-the-job training hours, when you're building a competency program. And that really reassures that the apprentice or the applicant does have the necessary hours under their belt to be able to share those types of competencies that is needed for the employer. And then we have a combination of the two, where it could be either a time-based or a competency-based program, where the apprentice is spending so many hours in a seat, as well as developing specific competencies as well. And at the Division of Apprenticeship Standards, we help you through that whole process. We advise and walk you through these processes to help you to be able to identify, what pathway is going to be the correct pathways for you. In addition to the on-the-job training, in order to have a registered apprenticeship program in the state of California, there also needs to be related supplemental instruction that's provided by a local education agency. And that local education agency can be a K through 12, it could be a community college, any of our CSUs, our 4-year colleges that are out there. Or if you are a small business and you have your own training program, that's an opportunity where we can get with the County Office of Education and sanction that curriculum so we can use your current training program as the related supplemental instruction for an apprenticeship program. And then you'll notice the stark difference between an apprenticeship program and an internship program is that all of our apprentices are paid employees with progressive wages. One of the things that we look to be able to focus on when we're developing apprenticeship programs is that our apprentices are paid a livable wage. And where we get our information on what those hourly wages and what those salaries look like comes from the Employment Training Panel, or the ETP wages for 2024. And obviously we're getting close to 2025, so we'll start taking a look at that. So based off of that information, and I'll be more than happy to share that information as well, the Employment Training Panel wages shows the livable wages based off the counties in the state of California. And that is a great starting point for small businesses to take a look at to see if they're able to afford to be able to do what it is that an apprentice looks for. So I'm going to say all of that in that 50,000 foot range, and then I'm going to bring it a little bit home to the individuals that are on the call. So how you basically are able to establish an apprenticeship program is you have to take a look at not only those open positions, because those funds have already been allocated for those open positions. And what we're really looking for is to have an apprenticeship to be placed into those open positions. So obviously, if you're bringing on an apprentice, they may not have the minimum qualifications necessary in order to apply directly for that position. But that's really what the apprenticeship program is for. It's to help them to develop those minimum qualifications. And then once the apprenticeship program is completed, all of the minimum requirements necessary for that open position should have been established during that apprenticeship program. And now that individual can move in what we call the journeyman's role at that particular hourly or salary range that you have. So really taking a look at that, you're able to bring in an apprentice at a reduced cost teach them all the things that's necessary for that position. And then when they complete their apprenticeship program, move them into that open position at the regular journeyman's wage. So an employer is actually saving money bringing an apprentice on, because they're going to start them off at a reduced wage anyway, and then build them up so they'll be able to see, that their competencies have addressed all those minimum qualifications. So all of our apprentices are paid employees with a progressive wage. They're not 1099, they're not independent contractors. These are W-2 employees, and they have at least one wage increase during the apprenticeship program. So if we take a look at the time-based model, if an apprentice completes 1,000 hours of their apprenticeship program, hey, they get a little bump in their wages. Great job so far. Here is your reward as far as that's concerned. If it's a competency-based program, hey, look, you've established all of these competencies up to this point. Boom, here's a progressive wage increase to be able to show that you've met those deliverables and you've met those requirements. We're ready to move on to the next step. Michael, if you really notice with an apprenticeship program in the state of California, the way you're able to customize and the way you're able to develop this specifically for your organization, and I let organizations know this all the time when I'm working with them, your apprenticeship program can be as big as you want it to start off or as small as you want it to start off. And what I mean by that, in order to have a registered apprenticeship program in the state of California, you only need one occupation, one employer, one local education agency for the related supplemental instruction, and one apprentice. So you can build an apprenticeship program just as small as you want to start and be able to scale from that area. And when I'm working with a lot of small businesses, that is very attractive to them because they don't feel as though they have to staff a cohort of 15 to 20 individuals in order to have a registered apprenticeship program. You can start a registered apprenticeship program with just one apprentice and be able to scale from that option.
And I have one follow-up question, just thinking about the training piece. Is so it could be at the community college, could be at the university, or it could be your own program. Is that who pays for the training?
Sure, absolutely. So again, a lot of that is going to depend on the training modality that's going to be played out. So let's take a look at in-house training is what I refer to it for organizations that have their own training program. They train up their individuals and go ahead and let them go. Well, the actual cost of that training program, it's going to be no different than what the employer is currently doing right now. So there's going to be no increased cost in regards to that. A lot of our local education agencies receive funding to be able to provide related supplemental instruction to apprentices. So the ultimate goal in developing a registered apprenticeship program is to reduce costs to the apprentice as minimal as possible. So whenever we're engaging with local education agencies, when we're looking at the training that's involved, we're also discussing with those agencies what their funding apparatuses look like and any costs that could possibly be available to the apprentice and what can be done to be able to minimize those costs, not only for the apprentice, but for the employer as well. From the community college standpoint, there's a ton of funding out there for the community colleges when it comes to related supplemental instructions. So we really look to reduce those costs. So those costs are not being bared by the apprentice or the organization that's looking to develop the apprenticeship program. And that's one of the things that we look to do when we have our meetings with local education agencies is to see if there's going to be any type of cost that's involved and what can be done to minimize those types of costs.
Great. Thank you. And I want to talk about, because you mentioned non-traditional internship or apprenticeship, non-traditional apprenticeships. And thinking about what could that be? What sectors could that involve?
Absolutely. As I mentioned a little bit earlier in the beginning of the presentation, the Division of Apprenticeship Standards, we have two units that help individuals in regards to developing apprenticeship programs. Our CAC side, or our California Apprenticeship Council, focuses more on our traditional apprenticeship programs. And then we have the AWI, Apprenticeship and Workforce Innovation Unit, that focuses more on our non-traditional apprenticeship programs. So you'll notice it on the screen here. These are our sectors of focus in the non-traditional apprenticeship arena. So you'll see everything from advanced manufacturing, agricultural, arts and entertainment, artificial intelligence. We're seeing a huge bump in regards to artificial intelligence, business services, healthcare, which is huge, information technology. There's a big push for apprenticeship programs within our public sectors, our state, county, and local governments. Teaching and the education sector, as well as transportation as well. So within these sectors at the Division of Apprenticeship Standards, we have strategic business advisors that focus on specific sectors, or what we consider sector leads. And I am the sector lead, not only for our information technology program, but I'm also the sector lead for our education and our teaching program as well. And I'll be able to provide information to Michael in regards to the sector leads on all our other sectors of focus within the non-traditional realm. So if any of these sectors relate to you, or you want more information about developing an apprenticeship program on any of these sectors, Michael will definitely be able to have that information to get out to you. Reach out to us directly. You may not know exactly, where to start or what to do or what questions to ask. Don't even worry about that. Just go ahead and give us a call. We'll be more than happy to walk you through this process and give you some great information to see if there's an opportunity for you to take advantage of this great and structured earn and learn model. So, Michael, these are some of our areas of focus here. Obviously, you'll notice with a lot of our small businesses, this touches just about everybody that we work with in small businesses. So it's a great opportunity for individuals to utilize the apprenticeship focus.
Yeah, I was just going to mention it's so broad. And something else I want to clarify. So your business doesn't have to be one of these. The position should fall within one of these sectors, right? Because like my dad had a welding shop, but let's say if he wanted to bring on an IT person to support his welding shop, or an AI specialist, or somebody in media to do his marketing, he doesn't have to. He could bring that person on and develop the position that has that specialty for his business. Is that right?
You're absolutely correct. And that's really the focus of the apprenticeship workforce innovation units. There's a lot of myths out there when it comes to apprenticeships, and one of the ways we look to debunk some of those myths is exactly what you just got finished communicating there. If you have a business and your business focused primarily on carpentry, one of the first things you're going to think is, well, your apprenticeship program is going to produce carpenters. Well, you got to think about this. You're a small business owner and you have a carpentry business. Who does your accounts payable? Who does your accounts receivable? Where does your marketing come from? How do you develop new business? What does your sales looks like? We can be able to develop an apprenticeship program on a non-traditional occupational title. So even though your primary focus may be on skilled trades, there are going to be opportunities where you can develop a registered apprenticeship program in a non-traditional occupation. So please keep in mind when you're looking at some of the occupations that you currently have within your small business, take a look at some of those areas that may be pain points, and that probably is going to be a great start to develop an apprenticeship program.
Right. I love that. And it
Yep.
sounds like developing positions through using apprenticeships could be a way to add positions, to add capabilities to your business that you didn't have before, and that you would have maybe thought, oh, that's too expensive, or that's too time consuming, or I don't know where to start.
You're absolutely correct. And not only that, especially when you're looking to scale your business, especially when you're looking to really be, effective and efficient, it's going to start with your workers. It's always going to start with your employees. And the apprenticeship program allows you to grow from within. It allows you to grow and allows you to produce and develop your employees based off the culture and the direction of your organization. A lot of us out there right now, we go through the traditional hiring practice, and we go through the traditional talent selection process and the traditional onboarding. And, sometimes we just hope for the best, where an apprenticeship program really allows you to take a look at what your current processes are. Are there some deficiencies? Are there some things that we do very, very well, and we want to be able to keep those things in the structure? Those things are going to be uncovered and developed in the apprenticeship program, because everyone on this call wants to attract quality candidates, and not only attract them, they want to retain quality candidates. And sometimes you got to put a little bit more time into actually developing those employees. So instead of sitting back and hoping for the best, and there's opportunities out here where we can be able to attract new and well-skilled talent. Let's start developing these guys from within, and let's start showing what it is that we're looking to produce as far as effective employees. So it would be a fantastic time to be able to do something like that.
Sounds great. I think, yeah, and I just have one last thing, which is, what's the best way to get more information and to get started?
Absolutely. And so obviously the first way you can get in contact with the Division of Apprenticeship Standards is reach out. You're more than welcome to give me a call. You're more than welcome to shoot me an email. Whether you're in my sector of focus, information technology or education, or if you just want general related apprenticeship questions, definitely feel free to reach out. The best way is to be able to get me via email, but I also support text as well. I know a lot of individuals enjoy texting. So even if I get a text from you and we want to be able to set up a time and date to further discuss apprenticeships, definitely be more than willing to be able to help with that. Another way you can contact us is by going to the DAS website, and that website is www.dir.ca.gov. And if you have any questions on how to navigate the website, where is information on this particular website, as I mentioned earlier, definitely feel free to reach out. But our website is chock full of a bunch of information, all related to apprenticeships here in the state of California. So if you're interested in apprenticeships, I definitely suggest that you subscribe to our apprenticeship e-newsletter so you can be up to date on what's going on in the wonderful world of apprenticeships here in the state of California. But you are also able to contact us using the Contact DAS link. And if you notice, once you click on that Contact DAS link, all of the sectors from the Apprenticeship Workforce Innovation Unit, those non-traditional sectors that I mentioned a little bit earlier, you will now notice that you have contact information on here. So if there is a region, a sector that you're currently working in and you want more information about, you're more than welcome to reach out to those sector leads, and they'll definitely be able to help you. If you are on the call and your focus is more on traditional skilled trade labor and you're looking to develop skilled trade apprenticeships, well, you'll notice in our building and construction fire, we have contacts for you to be able to reach out there. If you're just unsure where you fit, whether it's traditional or non-traditional, just give us a call. We'll be more than happy to be able to help you to identify what pathway is going to be the best for you.
Thank you so much for joining us, Ryan. Really appreciate all this great information.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you for having me. Really excited for all of you out there. And if there's anything we can do to help you to continue to scale your business, definitely feel free to reach out and have a great day.